All right, everyone, welcome back. Another week has passed. Welcome, everyone, to the Icey Railway podcast. I am your host, the Ice Dragon, Rayron VR, and hopefully everyone has started their weekend here in the United States. If you guys don't know, we are entering Memorial Day, which is where we honor those who are gave the ultimate price for our freedom. And I figure we have kind of a special small salute to that as well. I kind of have a special event here on the railway. So currently I have most of my trains off, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So hopefully everyone is having a good week, having a good Friday, and welcome to the channel. I am your host again, the Ice Dragon, Rayron VR, and yeah, definitely been a busy week. We had a lot of new announcements, a lot of new tech that we're experimenting here on the channel. If you guys haven't noticed already, and we're building a new modular, so definitely been busy lately. So kind of a couple things. So we're reintroducing the 360 instant camera. We've kind of tested it here on the layout, and I tell you what, I am satisfied by the video that we're getting with it. Now obviously when it comes to that particular camera, it basically has two lenses, one on one side, one on the other, that can get a little bit wide angles to like 190 degrees, but you can see that the overlay between the two cameras is not that great. I'm still playing around with the settings, trying to get the best resolution when it comes to the overlays. But right now, that particular camera can only go on sideways when it comes to a flat car. So it looks kind of wonky when you try to look at it from an engineering perspective or from the back perspective. But it's not really the purpose of that camera. That camera is designed to get basically all of 360. And that way you can look around either with your mouse, with your phone, or actually VR in itself. So I was able to record a couple of laps with the 360 camera on the summer layouts. Those videos will be coming out this coming week, so definitely excited for that. And then the last 2 weeks been basically working on this bad boy right here. That is our modular, our newest modular here, that's going to be replacing a testing range. That is the wave modular. That's basically all I'll show for today, because a video updated video on the wave modular is actually going to be coming out tomorrow. Make sure if I remember. Yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. So excited about that. Excited that we're going to finally be able to get to the third rail. And once this modular is up and going, I'm also going to need to install the third rail on the layout as well. So slowly and surely we're finally pushing this layout to where I want it to be. And then once that's done, then this guy over here, the Harbor Point module, will get replaced with Icey Mountain, so that way we can get Kirby Yard into the closets. And the closet's door has been removed, and I kind of got that all gutted out, so that way we can fit, I can fit, I think, 3 more 3-footers of modulars in there. So we're gonna have a decently sized yard when we get to building it. So I'm kind of excited for that way forward. But there's all sorts of different priorities, and you know, I was finally able to get the track. The 360 camera is definitely taking a lot of my focus right now, because I want to see how far we can take that technology. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the way forward. And let's see what else. We'll talk about this here really quick. So if you guys haven't seen, Broadway Limited kind of dropped a huge bombshell on us. So yeah, definitely quite interesting. Oh, real fan K Train Productions, how are you, good sir? Another member of the Samurai community. He does a lot of rail fanning videos as well, so feel free to check him out and give him a lovely subscription as well. Which reminds me, before I head over to Broadway Limited, we'll go ahead and just highlight this here. We'll head on over to Broadway Limited. Thank you guys again so much for the 1,000. We kind of had a pop-up stream, what I call the Icey pop stream. You doing good? Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. So yeah, I want to thank each and every one of you for, again, we hit that milestone of 1,000. We're quickly approaching 1,020, which is awesome. And again, you guys decide, when all these milestones happen. So, I'm just creating as many videos as I can so you guys can enjoy them and just be able to binge a lot of stuff. So, I'm a workaholic. Like I said, I this is basically what I do. So, so yeah, Broadway Limited definitely dropped the bombshell on me that I wasn't really expecting. And when they announced their shays, like, I was not expecting a company to dive into shay locomotives, and sure enough, here we are. We've got a 4-truck shay, no less, which is probably, in my opinion, one of the rarest shays, because you do have the 2-truck shays that are, the normal that we see in the marketplace. The 3-truck shays are becoming more and more rare. Ever since Roundhouse got kind of bought out. And really, the 3-truck shays market, really, from what I've seen, was dominated by Bachmann. And Bachmann tends to have gear issues, so I tend to just wait it out to see if someday we'll be able to get a shay. But the fact that Broadway Limited announced the Paragon 4, no less, 4-truck shays, that has me excited. It really has me excited. My issue, however, is that we still don't know when these are going to be released. I'm hoping in 2024, as I described in my pre-order highlights video. I've got a whole bunch of other trains that kind of highlighted the rest of this year and next year, and so I'm hoping I don't have to sacrifice another engine to get this one, but more than likely this one's going to take the higher priority for me, because shays only come in DC that I have right now, and then I would have to convert not only the motor over but also the DCC as well. And so to have it all within the new Paragon 4, which I am a huge fan of lately, because I just ran my 442 Southern Pacific Atlantis, and I can show you guys that right here. This guy right here, small wheelbase. So I was running this guy, small wheelbase, and it was going over unpowered frogs. It was going over isolated frogs, electro frogs, number 6s, number 7s, I've got 5s on my layout, and it ran like a dream. No stuttering, no stalling at all. Like, right out of the box. You guys saw this engine run with the first 360 video on the channel, and I am pleased with this engine. I am impressed. Their Keep Alive system in the Paragon 4 is a dramatic 180 from the Paragon 3. And the fact that now they've announced it with their shays, oh man, I am excited for this engine. Like, it is becoming another anticipated from Broadway Limited. So I'm thinking I'm going to pick it up, but this engine is probably just going to be just for this layout. It runs too slow to be on the Samurai layout, so we're probably just going to end up running it here. And yeah, and this will probably be the first engine too that'll go counterclockwise on the layout, because I want to show off those side gears. If we run it the same, we were running counterclockwise on the layout ever since we got this put together and operational. This will probably be the first layout that we run actual clockwise, so that way we can show off those gears. And what's interesting is that I had a hunch that I think they went to the 4-truck shays because they need to fit that Keep Alive and the Paragon decoder into that tender. So yeah, that's gonna be nice to see. And the fact that I love the way how Broadway Limited packages their steam engines, because they keep it together. Like, you don't have to disconnect the tender or anything. Matter of fact, it's actually frowned upon if you do that. And their packaging incorporates that. And I wish all manufacturers would do this, because I think it's definitely the better way to transport the steam engines. So that way you don't have to deal with plugging and unplugging like Athearn has them. And I'm hoping Scale Trains goes in that direction. Hopefully they take the Broadway Limited approach when it comes to their packaging. But we'll see. But I'm definitely excited for the Paragon 4 shay. So that has definitely been dominating my news feed. It's like I had a Icey Rail News video on this yesterday when it was kind of leaked a little bit on Facebook, and so we talked about it. But then it was leaked on Facebook again that this finally released, and so now we get to see this engine. And now there is controversy that is it expensive? Yes, it is. Is it worth it? I think so, because we're getting almost the same price for the shays, especially for the 4 truck shays. Typically, I think you can only find those in brass. Again, I could be wrong, but most of the ones that I've seen that are 4 truck shays are in brass, and we all know that the price of brass is going through the roof when it comes to those engines. And so the fact that yes, it is expensive, it is MSRP. Keep in mind, it is MSRP at 600. More than likely, that'll be a little bit lower when it comes to the dealership price. So I'm expecting this to come down around 550, perhaps for the dealership price, maybe 575. But with that, you're getting, a fully built engine. Again, when it comes to shays, a lot of us who are shay fans, the old roundhouse kits, I've got plenty of them that I'm trying to build parts and so forth. And it's a pain to put a shay together. You got all the gears you got to line up on the side there, the drive gears, and it takes a while. And if you got some of the older motors, you basically have to remotor these as well, which takes time, takes a lot of money, and then you got to put a decoder in there on top of that, along with a keep alive and so forth. And so for the price that you're getting here, I think it's fair, especially when you do inflation and everything. So again, this is personal opinion of mine. Again, price is always relative to your situation. And so for me personally, I'm definitely going to go after one of these because I've just been impressed with the Paragon 4. It's all built. I can just put on the layout and let it go and just see it go around the track. And then as I talked about in the video, we got C&O, we got Southern, Western Maryland, Norfolk and Western, Carolina Northwestern, Moore Lumber Company, Greenberg Sheet, and Red River Lumber. I'm not sure if any of these railways actually existed IRL. From what I've been reading on Facebook, it doesn't look like they've modeled anything after the modern stuff, but yeah, and that's exactly. And I think being a staff engineer, you are also, I think you are another Sam. Remember if I remember correctly, and yeah, you got the Commodore if I remember correctly. And it's a beautiful engine. You guys can see it on my channel, on his channel, as well. And let me adjust this real quick. There we go. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, and yeah, the MSRP was 480 for those. So, and I think the Commodore is another beautiful engine. And I actually called it the Crusader when I initially saw it. But now, yeah, okay, cool, sweet. So yeah, another Samurai member as well. But yeah, I love your Commodore. I love the streamlining of it. That's why I'm actually heavily excited for the GS4s that are coming out. Yeah, matter of fact, we talk about the Commodore. Like, this is a beautiful engine. And it's like, I kind of want to go after this red one potentially if I get the opportunity to. Because what I'm thinking about doing, especially in this red paint scheme, is put it with my Rock Island red passenger cars. Because I can say that, it was borrowed power to do the Rock Island, and I think that set would look gorgeous. But for now, I'm not going to go after it because I've got things tied up in a GS4. And you guys know that this is probably my most anticipated pre-order of the year with the GS4s, especially with those Paragon 4s that I've been talking about. With these fully loaded Paragon 4s, we don't have to rely on Bachmann for the GS4s or the overpriced, now in my opinion, the now overpriced MTHs. And we still don't know when Scale Trains is going to release their rebrand of the MTH GS4s. The latest word that I've seen is what we were at Samurai were able to capture what the CEO was saying, that it is supposed to be the next one in line after they do the J-Class locomotive, but again, we still don't know when they're going to produce it. So I'm tired of waiting. Like, I'm tired of waiting on Scale Trains to get them out. So, and I've been testing Broadway Limited, especially. Nice. Yeah, I recommend it. You've seen it with the Paragon 4s. I've loved it. They ran beautifully here at home as well. But yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Now the thing that really is, like, I wanted the daylight scheme because I've got daylight passenger cars. I'm just waiting for this GS4 to really come out. And what really busted me a little bit was this guy right here. We've got the GS4 in the Western Pacific Zephyr color scheme from basically their the F units that you guys see me run on the channel from time to time. I saw this locomotive and it's like I had to pre-order it, and it's like, yeah, we'll be getting 2 GS4s, and I tell you what, this summer is going to be a little bit hurting. But this is going to look nice with my California Zephyr. I'm planning to get the Scale Trains silver water tenders, and that set is going to look beautiful. I can't wait. So I'm excited for this. And of course, it comes with the Paragon 4s, like I mentioned. The first run was pretty good as well. So, man, I'm excited for this. Like, Broadway Limited has me excited this year. So, but yeah, I'm excited for this too. Again, I'm concerned of when it's going to drop, because I've got a lot of other pre-orders coming up, especially mostly from Broadway Limited, because we've got the Sharks that are coming out that I'm excited for. Diesel HO, Paragon 4s. I appreciate that. Yeah, I keep forgetting to buy my Scale Trains water tenders. I'm crying for how much they are, but I do need to get them. Because I know it's completely fantasy scheme, but... And that's the thing about this hobby. It's like, it is the world's greatest sandbox hobby. You can tailor it to whatever you like. And I'm just that type of person that I love my fantasy schemes. I mean, being a stuff engineer, and Real Fan K can contest to this because they've seen my concepts in person. I typically don't model prototypical. Because if I want to see prototypical, I'll Rail Fan. And I've started to Railfan a lot more, thanks to the Kirby Yard that's here in San Antonio. But I want to run things that I can't see IRL. So, and that's just the way I do things. So you guys are gonna get some crazy schemes, like the crazy scheme we are about to do today. So let's go ahead and do that transition here. All right, so like I said, here in the States, we have Memorial Day, honoring those that have gave their ultimate lives for our freedom. And so I want to do a small salute with that. And so basically what I've done is I've gutted the layout. The only train that's on here right now is this Consist, which you guys see here momentarily. So we'll go ahead and fire the big boy up here. So this is our River Rossi 4018 Big Boy. And today it's got what I call the memorial train. Technically it's the POW train. It's the only thing that really comes close to what I really want to do. And so here is the set. So basically honoring those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. And so this will be the train that will be running for the rest of the stream. And let's go ahead and we'll do all the cameras here for a little bit. And this baggage car has been the biggest pain in my ass for a long time. It will not handle tight radiuses because of the 3 trucks. And so, this is the thing about manufacturers. I usually recommend to people stay away from 3-axle coaches and freights and so forth, because I don't know what it is about manufacturers, but they love to raise that middle wheel axle just enough so that way it has a god-awful pivot point, and so it pivots the front and the back wheels up left and right. Scale Trains, Atherin, Walthers, they all have issues with this that I've seen, and it's a nightmare to deal with. So I typically just deal with 2-axle freight and 2-axle passenger cars. So I tend to collect IHC, AHC, River Rossi, and so forth. So Let's go ahead and bring up Phoenix Point here. And of course I forgot to flip the switch. There we go. I appreciate it, Real Fan K. So yeah, for those of you who are new to the channel, this layout is inspired by the Fremo standards. So the electric work and the track work are all Fremo standards for the most part. I take a little bit of liberties. Let me bring up another camera here. Yeah, I'll bring up Wilding too. And so instead of the normal 26 inches wide for the bench work, mine are actually 12. And also typically 3 feet long instead of 4 feet. So that way they can actually fit in the upstairs here. This layout is controlled by Digitrax. I am a huge fan of Digitrax. I've got a DS52 that's connected to a BM set, or I think it's a PM74 circuit breaker system, so that way when I have a short, it'll kind of buzz at me to let me know that, hey stupid, you forgot to switch the switch track. And I do have an LNWI that's connected to the local net that's here, and I can control this. I'll show you guys what I'm controlling here in a second, but it allows me to basically control from my phone, from an app. In this case, I've got a tablet that controls. And of course, we're already having issues. Yay! Wasn't having issues before, now we are. So this is what I was talking about when it comes to the tenders. Alright, come back here. There we go. Sometimes the tenders like to do a pivot and derail, uncoupling, but we'll hashtag deal with it. But kind of the whole idea with this layout is eventually my goal is to have this kind of control via a dispatcher. So I've got basically 2 monitors. Matter of fact, let me go to this camera because then it'll make a little bit more sense. So basically the center, think of it as a Christmas tree. You know, I was always the type of person who just loves to run in circles. And so I kind of took the old addict of, you know, Christmas tree, running around in circles to the extreme. And so here in the center will be eventually the dispatcher. I already have the 4 monitor displays. I got to get it up and going with 2 more modulars. The problem is this current computer is really old and only has 2 monitor ports. And so I eventually do need to upgrade it so that way I can get the 4 monitor display. And right now, kind of the way the wiring is set up is each modular will be eventually isolated. So I've actually got 3 modulars that are isolated, both underneath wiring wise and on top with isolators. And the reason for that is because I want to do block detection via JMRI, so that way I know exactly where it is, just like a real dispatcher will see that. And so it's not really set up right now. The brains of the system still need to kind of get upgraded. I want to get a 240. I know it's kind of overkill for this layout, but eventually I want to go bigger once I retire. And so I want like a 240 with 210 boosters to basically have 1 booster on one half and then another booster on the other half. And that way we can start getting even more block detections as well. So, but it's kind of a long-term goals. And then what's cool about this layout too is I wanted to make sure that I can control my entire layout via the computer. And so eventually behind me, well, not eventually, but currently behind me on Phoenix Point, so this modular back here. So Phoenix Point's on the bottom, I've got the 2 rail cams on top there. So Phoenix Point is actually being controlled by a DS64, basically a digital layout chip that allows me to have control via LocalNet, meaning that I can control it from my computer, I can control it with my tablet. So that way, or I also have a push button, a digital push button on there that I can switch it as well. So I basically have 4 different ways of controlling that switch, which I love it. And then with the new Wave modular, it's going to have 2 switches on it. That is actually going to be controlled probably by an SE74, which also allows me to turn off control and signaling eventually. I do have 1 signal on the testing range modular. You can see right there in the top left. I'll bring the 180 over here real quick. So eventually we'll have signals. It's kind of yellow, but you can't, I don't know if you can see that. Let's see here. Yeah, it's off in the distance there, but it's currently yellow. And that's basically my test sample to figure out how I'm going to do my signals. But again, it's all going to be controlled from JMRI. Alright, let's bring up... Where is that camera? Like, one of my cameras just up and disappeared. Oh, there it is. Wilding 1. And again, the picture quality here is not 100% great. One of my... I've had these particular cameras allow me all of the views. Are basically a very old Swan security system that's just connected to a capture card that OBS is able to capture. Eventually, my goal is to get all of this to 4K once OBS allows 4K streaming, because I don't think I can stream 4K under OBS currently. But in order to do that, I at least want to get these cameras up to 1080p as a bare minimum. But I'm going to go ahead and just incorporate 4K. It'll get, obviously downgraded to 1080p. But the cameras will be 4K in the future. I got to get a capture card that can get 4K 60 FPS. That's been a challenge. And then obviously you need to upgrade the computer to allow that. So unfortunately, this is kind of all we've got at the moment. But let me also bring up this camera. Okay, so this is actually coming from a camera train. I basically have a flat card that has 2 wireless cameras that have external batteries for the power. And so this gives you like the camera train perspective. I've always been a big fan of it. Trying to live stream it was a big challenge. But the fact that we have this view, it always brings a smile. So I think what, I don't know, I don't want to cause a derailment, because my tenders are always finicky. But we'll ride this train here probably in a short few minutes. Go ahead and bring up Wilding 1 here. But progress is definitely being had on the layouts. And with this Wilding 1 camera, I do have a Pico ISOFrog left-hand turn that I can use to get access to that third rail as well. That's also on my to-do list. But I kind of want to wait until Icey Mountain gets built before I put that one in, because it's going to adjust this bridge. Yeah, this camera came out really nice. I figured out how to stop the focusing because it was auto-focusing me to death. And this is actually my only 4K camera that's actually ready to go. But obviously it's getting downstream to 1080p, 60 FPS. But this is kind of the way forward for all the other cameras. Again, I kind of have other priorities at the moment. Because right now, my biggest priority that I'm focusing on right now is getting that third rail operational. Because I need more sightings. It just allows me more flexibility, more potential for operations. Because space is kind of limited up here. Especially when it comes to HO scale. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite scenes because you get the camera perspective that's on that flat car there, and then you also get the rail fanning perspective, or what I like to call the mini rail fanning. And then I've had a lot more ideas too. Like right now, these cameras are actually on the stationary screwed in right now. But in the future, I've actually got ideas to take it to the next level and be them on mobile rolling platforms. So that way, each stream, I can have the cameras from a different angle. So that way, these angles are not the same for each stream. Makes it unique, makes it different. They'll still probably targeting the same modular, just be angled in a different way. Let's bring up the 180 there. There we go. But yeah, this modular has got definitely a history with me. This testing range was my first modular ever built, and it's called testing range for a reason. It's me testing how to do framework. It was me testing how to lay down track, how to color the track, how to ballast. Right now, it's my testing module to figure out how to do signaling. So it's gone through its fair share of trial and errors. And then these corners are called wilding after David Wilding, who was a member of St. Louis Obispo Model Railroad Association back in my previous club in California. I ended up purchasing them because I knew they were a big asset for this layout that you see here, because they used to be an 8 modular system. Unfortunately, 2 of them were damaged due to water, and so I had to kind of improvise with the 6, but it turned out to be really, really good. And its original design was supposed to be like an S-curve type of design, and I wanted to keep that style for all 6, so I'm definitely continuing the 3-rail design. They will be decorated the same way as the first one. And that's what I hope to accomplish over the summer. I'm hoping by the end of the summer we'll have the 3-rail system all squared away. I'm just not sure if I'll have Icey Mountain built in time. We'll have to see. And we're already derailed again. See, that's the weird thing about these water tenders. It's like I go at the speed that I know it's not causing problems, and then they finally derail, which is fine. There's also height differences. The testing range, the first strip there was actually Code 83 microengineering, whereas the connecting rail joiners are actually Pico 83, which is ever so slightly different, but it's enough just to derail. So I'm going to do the cardinal sin here and actually flip this tender around. I don't like doing this, but for the sake of operations, it's the only way it really works. Because, I don't know, it's just, when you run it 180, it works just fine. The problem with it, though, especially for this train that I have issues with, is that the flag is not supposed to, in the direction of movement, so when it comes to the United States flag, it's supposed to be stars first. Having it backwards like this, it means retreating. But for now, for the sake of operations, we'll see if that'll stay and cooperate with me. Okay, let's go ahead. So yeah, Wilding 6 is the only module of the Wilding series to actually be fully completed. It's fully scenic and ready to go. And that's basically been my template for the other 5. Alright, I think what we'll do now is we'll have a little bit of fun here. And see what chaos we can ensue here. Let's go ahead and put the camera train onto the Bigboy here. So as I was stating, let's go ahead and bring up this one. So I control my train via a tablet here. This is the Samsung tablet. And that way I don't have to worry about, getting really expensive Digitrax controllers for the time being. And it's wireless. So I push a button right here, which throws my switch. Which is going to pick up you guys. And I will connect you to the memorial train here. I'm really going to have to take this slow, because if you guys have seen my last stream, we had an unfortunate falling off the layout moment, the first in the stream's history. Alright, and we'll get you guys underway. So now we can take you on to the train itself. Yeah. And then we're just gonna have to be kind of gentle here. So that way you guys can ride the train. Now it is definitely goofy, these camera trains. I do like the height of them because you get to see over the cars, which is kind of cool. I still have a lot of weight distribution issues because it is causing some momentum issues that I'm concerned about. That's why we gotta take it really slow. I appreciate that. Alright, let's bring it over. There we go. I cannot begin to tell you how much of a mess this was to try to figure out. Trying to get a good, somewhat good quality camera to live stream with wasn't the easiest of things. So you'll see the craziness. Ah, my tender's off again. Alright, 1 second. And I know it's not the track, it's a tender issue. So sometimes it cooperates with me, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm gonna switch this around. And it's just really finicky sometimes. Because I was testing it yesterday and no issues. And now we do it today, all the issues. But like I said, the testing range is going to be swapped out with a much more better modular. So that way, hopefully we won't have these issues in the future. Interesting. I don't like that sound. Oh, now you're not going to topple over, huh? How is this going to go? There we go. Alright, let's try this again. So yeah, now you can see how crazy that camera car is. Basically two webcams connected to an external battery that's connected to my phone, because it's a phone app camera that's being captured on the computer to be captured by OBS. It's crazy. But it gets me the perspective that I want, and that is right there. You get to see the front of the train, back of the train, as if you're a passenger. Granted, we're a little higher than normal passengers. Maybe you could pretend we're on a dome car, maybe. But and let's go ahead and take it to the one camera here. So now you can get the full perspective. Again, the only reason why it's wobbly is because the modulars aren't really truly level. There's joiners that's crossing. I tried to tighten down the trucks on this flat car as best as I can. The center of gravity is a little tall. So that's why I'm just being really conservative right now. Yeah, we are slightly tilted. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not ideal yet. I'm still tweaking it. It feels like you're gonna tip over, but and again, you can see the closet there. That I took that door off, and it now eventually become the Kirby yard. Oops, I thought I had, I guess I didn't. That's fine, this will still work. Swing this guy around. Yeah, and we'll see if this thing derails again. Yeah, from this perspective, you can see kind of the double head signal there. And I think we're doing better there. See, it's very weird. When it comes to this layout, that's my tender configuration, but when I go to the Samurai layout, I can do it normally the way I want it, which is the flag going the opposite direction and in the front. This configuration just drives me nuts, but for the sake of keeping it on the tracks, as the famous trackside Mike would say. And I did have some comments regarding the 360 camera to see if we can potentially live stream at 360 feet. I don't think that is possible. I'll do some more research on it because the Insta360 says it can also be a webcam, but I think that's under the 4K camera lens and not the 360 lens, and I don't think we can do 360 live streaming yet. I don't think that capability is there. I want to do some more digging on it, but the other problem is that that camera can only be on for at maybe max 45 minutes before it overheats. It overheats quickly. So I don't know if that's something I'm gonna do on live stream. So yeah, as we approach this corner here, so this corner is called Harbor Points, and imagine instead of making this left, you'll be able to switch it to continue on straight, and you'll go straight into basically what I would call as Kirby Yard, into that closet to park. And that's for me just to have the yard space. Because I tell you one thing, it becomes a chore to put trains on and off onto those shelves that you see coming up to our right. And then this layout here gets cluttered. Like, I clean it all off because I'm going to be working on that third rail and for this special. But it becomes quite a hassle. But yeah, definitely quite interesting. So again, if you're just joining us, welcome to the channel. Today we are running our POW MIA for our Memorial Day special train here. It is Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day is on Monday for us in the United States. And so we're just giving a small salute to those who have paid the ultimate price. Hey, Papa John. How you doing, good sir? Hopefully your train show adventures went well. Oh, I don't have... Oh, that's why. There we go. Let's see. I think I'll just put you right there. I think we'll bring up the 180 camera. Alright, let's get you guys back on the train here. Oh, an RS1? Nice. That's the almost all black and red paint scheme for the RS1. If it's the frame I'm thinking of. The Color Dry, that's pretty good. Oh, no. That's a different engine. That's the Alco. Never mind. Yeah. That's still pretty cool, though. So... That's right. I'm thinking of something else. That's nice. I always love those obscure diesels. Nice. Whoops. Interesting. Sorry, I got distracted with something. Apparently, my Icey Rail news only comes out from one side when you look at it from the headphone perspective. It's like I was hearing it from a speaker, so it sounded just fine. And then when you put the headset in, it's like, oh yeah, I don't have my right channel at all. Rip. I wonder if that's the same way. Man, how long has that been like that? Oh no. Whoops. Oh, it's on that video too. Okay. It goes to show you how much I've listened via the headphones. Okay. Sorry, super squirrel moment. Is that for this one too? Yep. Oh, that's gonna not drive me nuts. That's been like that for a while. Okay. Okay, I know what I'll do. Sorry, quick scroll moment. I need to make a quick announcement on the communities tab about that. Let's see here. Alright. I know exactly what the issue is. It's my my Scarlett from my XLR mic. I adjusted what I thought was the volume, but it ended up being the left and right channel, so you only hear it from the left. Rip. Oh, that makes me mad, because you know I don't make a rookie mistake like that. Oh well. Okay, well, we'll get that fixed. Okay, let's go back to the train here. Let's get you two. We've been on this camera view for a bit. Let's get you guys back on the 2 camera system here. Okay. Alright. Let's see, we're at the 180. Trying to think what other video. Oh man, what other videos I have coming out that has that issue? See, that's gonna bug me now. Let's see. Okay, luckily that's gonna be my last, hopefully, big issue one. Alright, we're at welding 4 here. Alright, welding 6. Alright, it's been a while since we've seen it from Phoenix Point here. Let's see here. Alright, I just realized my chat wasn't working. Sorry about that. I definitely missed a few things. Let's see here. Yeah, sorry about that. Let's see. Got a bunch of videos, nice. Nice. Your best rock, nice. There we go. Oh my goodness, 8 new cabooses, what? I appreciate that. You got a New York Central like that? Nice. Yeah, this is pretty cool because it just feeds power up into the spotlight there and just lights it up. Alright. let's actually bring up Phoenix Point here. Yeah, I really like this perspective. Man, I'm kind of jealous because I'm slowly starting to get rail fanning into my rotation as well. And I tell you what, it's only like one train almost every 2 hours over here. It's kind of insane. Like, a lot of respect to those who go out and do rail fanning content because I'm 100% novice. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm literally just parking by the track, you know, safely and trying to, and just waiting for a train. I know you got to get like radios and special equipment. It escapes me for the message traffic that lets you know where a train is at, like the automated transmission system. The name escapes me. But I have a lot more respect for rail fanners who do that type of content because it's not easy when you don't have a high traffic area. To be honest, Papa John, I've been so busy lately, I probably haven't. Now, I've been busy getting my new modular constructed, been busy experimenting with the 360 camera. I've been having to do a lot of videos lately because there's been so much news that has been broken by Broadway Limited. It's been crazy. Oh, nice. Kirby Yard is difficult to get rail fanning shots. Like, it's very enclosed area, and if you try to park near it, it's mostly commercial, gated off area. So it's kind of difficult to rail fan in this area. Here, we'll bring up all the cameras because we haven't had all the cameras in a while. So you can kind of see the train cam. The two of them are up there. The 180, and then the rest are from the Swan security system, so you can kind of get an idea of things. The Burra Deepa. Interesting. I have to look that up. Tower 112. Nice. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the biggest thing about rail fanning is I gotta figure out how to put it into my schedule, because like I said, I have a full-time job, full-time student, trying to do this as well. Now trying to add on rail fanning, been trying to just piece it all together to get it into the rotation. Never Cleveland Airport. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day. Been filming for my next Beyond the Icey Rails video. I think you guys will like this one. It's considered a mega project for me, so normally when I work on a mega project, it probably won't be released in about a month. Like, my mega projects are typically your Samurai Fun Run videos, because that takes me a while to film. So I want to get at least an hour worth of content. This next episode is going to be kind of short though, because I'm making the shift of all of my content to 4K, and I realized that my GoPros that I typically record with weren't 4K, they were 1080p at 60, and I realized, hey, I got a computer dummy that can handle 4K now, time to switch this over to 4K. So the next fun run, I'm going to try to edit this weekend and get it out by sometime this week, so that way that'll be the last series as far as recorded HO content to go to 4K. Because my goal is I want you guys to enjoy the videos that I make, and I want to make sure that the quality piece is there as well as the quantity piece. Because the quantity also comes from informational videos. I try to be informational when it comes to model railroading as well. That's why you guys see me do the pre-ordering highlights. The Icey Rail news is a big one for me. And those videos come at hoc, you know. They come whenever I find the news and it's interesting enough for me to actually present it. Like the Shea one. When I found that Shea on Broadway Limited, man, I was literally put the computer on, record it, and send it out. Obviously, I sent it out too fast because I had my settings goofed, but make sure it's not that way for the next time. Oh, nice. So it's near an active line. That makes it convenient. So yeah, I think I'll give you guys kind of a sneak peek. I was debating if I want to give you guys a sneak peek into the video tomorrow. I think I will. I think I will. Mystic Railroad, how you doing, good sir? Welcome, welcome. That's definitely not the right one. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek on the project that I'm doing. So I'm doing the wave modular. The next video episode is coming out tomorrow of this stream, and I've actually got it right behind me. So there she is right there. And I think the first video, it was unpainted. The video that's coming out tomorrow morning will show it painted. And I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek today. Okay, so this is the next modular. So this is the wave modular, is what I like to call it. And the reason why is because I wanted my first ocean scene. So I wanted the beach right here. This is a 3 to 3, but it merges 3 to 2, 2 to 3. And so there it is, all nice and painted. For the most part, I still gotta do grass. I still gotta put green up here. Some little bit brown down here for the sand, because there'll probably be some beach. So brown here, grass up here, or green up here. But I wanted this to be on its own legs before I paint this even further. But yeah, right before the stream, we installed the Pico tracks. They are number 6 turnouts. I wanted them to be number 5s, because I didn't like how this was so close to the edge here. So with number 5s, it would come out a little bit sooner. But yeah, this is what I've been working on, why I've been so busy lately, because I'm literally trying to get this modular up and going. So this guy right here is going to have a lot of the state-of-the-art stuff that I really want. This is going to have an SE74, which allows me push buttons, which I think I may actually have it here. Yeah, hang on, I'll grab that. So the SE74, what makes it so cool is that we've got these DSX CP control buttons. So these control buttons are actually from Digitrax proper. And so the plan is, and something else I still gotta do this modular is drill those holes out for it, is I want another way to control the modular. And so Digitrax just recently, I would say about 4 to 5 months ago, released, no, it's been a lot longer than that. About a year ago, actually, they announced this system. And it's basically a push button, a momentary push button that gives you red and green for throne and mainline. And you connect this to their DCXCP modular, which connects to the DS74 or the SE74, which allows me control over the turnouts. And so I needed to buy a second one because the other one, matter of fact, let me do some more show and tell. Give me 1 second. Because now this is going to go into a whole bunch more things that I can actually show and tell. So give me 1 second. I'm spoiling a few videos actually, but it'll make more sense here in a second. Alright everyone, who is ready for a lesson in Digitrax? Okay, just me. Okay, so this was my, what I call the aircraft carrier test design. And so, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of things here. We have a DS74, a BDN4, which basically allowed me to test how to control a turnout. Now, this DS74 has a ribbon cable that's connected to this BD4, or sorry, the DSX-C4, which is this little guy right here. This is what allows me to connect these push buttons to control the turnout, which is why I love it so much. And you can also hardwire, for the most part, unlimited amount of momentary push buttons, but I think there is a limit. I don't know what that limit is, but this one little box right here has one momentary push button, has another push button right here, and then we got the push button right here. So this little guy can hold a whole bunch of momentary push buttons from anywhere that you want. And oh, by the way, since this is a DS74, which I'll eventually use the SE74 because that has the signals. As a matter of fact, right over there, you can kind of see, it's not that great, but the SE74 is actually connected to the layout right now. But anyways, this design right here is what's going to go into the wave modular. The wave modular is going to be a state-of-the-art modular that's basically going to be a capstone of this guy right here, because we'll have signals, we'll have these push buttons on the sides. It's going to have a lot of things that I've been working on. So So I'm definitely excited for that. Yeah. And actually, the more I think about it, I may actually, for the sake of cost, may not do signals on that, because I'm doing signals a little bit differently, because it's actually a modular signal design that's not prototypical to any one system. So what I may end up doing is taking that DS74 and putting it on that module is what I may end up doing, just for the sake of cost. But we'll see. Yeah, that's Digitrack. That's why I love Digitracks. Yep, it's that I love it. I love it. I definitely like it. So, and again, if you watch my series, How Far Can We Take Digitracks, I have a whole series dedicated to all the stuff that I kind of highlighted in the last 5 minutes. I go a lot more into detail of what I'm doing. So yeah, just research it on my channel. You'll see it. So, but I'm excited. This modular is definitely going to be a big highlight for this. Like I said, that modular is going to go on. Oh, where is it? Let me bring up that camera. Testing range. Yeah, so the testing range modular is going to come off the main line. It'll go on to the branch line, and we will replace it with the wave modular. And this modular is so important because it gives me the access to that third rail. So I've been plowing ahead on it. So yeah, if you see me in other chat rooms, more than likely I am lurking and working on this modular. So. But I am excited. And I think this modular, I think what I'm going to do too is I want to put a crap ton of mini prints on it. So that way I can say that, yeah, all the figures that you see is by mini prints. Just for S&Gs. And quite frankly, mini prints does have a lot of the figurines that I actually need for this modular anyway. So it actually makes a lot of sense to do it. But can't wait to get this thing finished. Like, probably when I'm done streaming, I'm going to work on it a little bit more. So I'm at that phase where I can get all this track laid in about an hour. I just got to measure it, cut it. The biggest pain's always been the wiring, but I've been finding easier ways of wiring, which I'll continue to highlight. But, you know, I just want to give you guys a different perspective on doing this hobby. I know there's a lot of great channels out there that do shelf layouts, that do permanent layouts. Some do hybrids of a more permanent looking layout, but can be chainsawed or removed. But I want to provide you guys the perspective that, you know, you don't have to have this big fancy layout, and you can actually have portable layouts. So that's what I really want to showcase here. Because I'm the type of person that, you know, thanks to my job, I have to move from time to time. And so I can't have a permanent layout. So naturally, it just makes sense to have a Fremo-inspired layout. And the great thing about modular layouts is that if you get sick of one particular straight, just swap it out. And that's the thing about it too, about that flexibility, is that, you know, I can keep this layout fresh and change things up. Especially once I get all my legs together, because these modulars need leg pockets, and they come from Prawn Designs. That's where I get all my leg pockets from, that hold the legs and connects to the frame. But yeah, things are coming along. I'm hoping by the end of the year we'll have... yeah. You can say that again. Yeah. That's the thing about it too, is just I'm not great when it comes to bench work, but I'm learning through these modulars, and I would say that this is probably one of my best modulars that I made so far. And that's why I wanted to showcase a little bit of this modular build with you guys, with the with episode 8 and 9 of the Model Roadway series, is that you can kind of see the latest in my process to build one. Now, eventually, my end goal is to actually show you from start to finish. I will wear, man, I'm getting tongue twisted. I will wear a GoPro and show you the full process from start to finish. Now, obviously, that's going to be several days worth of cuts, and that video will probably be like an hour long, but I want to give that raw POV view on a modular creation. Because then I want you guys to get inspired and have some ideas. Like, if you see something that I'm doing that it will work for you, then it makes that video completely worth it, if you take one thing away from it. But yeah, so that's the video that's coming out tomorrow. It's just me explaining kind of me painting it, and the next video will be once all the track is done, probably once all the tortoise machines are in, and I kind of have an idea of the wiring. Because the tricky thing about this one is that I want block detection, but I'm doing it in non-standard Fremo style, and that's where I really gotta figure things out. I appreciate that. Yep, so these two cameras is obviously the camera train. They are wireless, like security system that goes to a mobile phone. So that's what allows me to have quote-unquote wireless-free connections, because it's going through the app on my phone via the via my Google Fiber, and I'm using external batteries, and you'll see it here. So those are the cameras with the external batteries, so that way we can get that perspective. And then the feed is going through my phone, which is then getting captured through my computer, which is then getting captured by OBS. Unfortunately, there are many layers to capturing, which reduces the quality. But for now, it gives me what I need, which is customizability, which allows me to customize my scenes even more on OBS. And what's cool about it is that we can switch over to one cam. Obviously, you guys saw a 2 cam, but I can go up to 4 cams. I just don't have the other 2 set in stone, because they would capture obviously the left and right hand side. But this layout is not interesting when it comes to left and right. After a few experiments, I figure the front and the rear is kind of where my money shot is. But yeah, I've got a lot more plans for this setup. I said we've got the big agenda right now. Obviously, is to get this modular up, get the third rail fixed, or third rail functional, and then slowly work our way to getting all of our security cams up to 4K as well. But streaming 1080p, because I can't stream 4K on OBS yet. Hopefully that'll be soon. And then also, upgrading the stream studio kind of got pushed on the back burner a little bit, because with the rise of the 360 camera, if you guys haven't noticed, there's been a craze of camera train videos lately, which I was happy to see, because all of a sudden everyone was starting to bring out camera train videos. Like, that's pretty darn cool. That's pretty darn cool. And it came at the same time that I started to upgrade my camera training videos up to 4K 60 FPS. In fact, the video that came out today is the first rail cam video or camera train video. I believe it was today. Let's see here. Yeah, the solo camera that came out today. That was the first video fully 4K 60 FPS, and I think most of them are going to be like that moving forward. Let me make sure I'm right on that. I think it is. No, sorry. Darn it, it's still 1080p. I will have them in 4K soon. I think I'm going through my 1080p backlog, and then they'll get up to 4K. Either way, it's still good quality, but I want it to be the best quality. Because that's been kind of my goal lately is, you know, I want variety, and variety equals quality plus quantity equals the variety that you guys, I think, will enjoy. And so, you know, the quantity is there. The problem is I need to get the quality up, so that way you guys can truly enjoy the hobby for what it is moving forward. So, and my goal is basically, anytime you see model railroading on this channel, it'll be pretty close to 4K. 1080p at a minimum, 4K at the maximum. And then, unfortunately, with the 360 camera, I found the perfect 360 camera for, as you guys have seen from my tech demo, the Insta360. And I gotta give props to Heath on this one, because he was experimenting it for his trip, and it's like, you know what? I think I need to. The next step for the camera train is 360. It is kind of wonky on the x-axis when you look at front and the back, I will admit. But I think that's not the point, and I've got other cameras for other videos that captures the front and back like really clear. Whereas the 360, it allows you to go into VR when you're looking at that at any layouts. And so that is the potential moving forward, and I'm gonna put the 360 video into my weekly rotation as well. Next one is scheduled for Tuesday, and I tell you what, it is special. It is a very special video, because being able to move around in that 360 atmosphere, oh man, I never dreamed that we would be something like this. And it's like, if you have a VR setup, you can actually see that through your VR system. So you'll be able to see the Samurai layout in VR. So now we're really kind of taking it to the next level with it, and it's definitely going to challenge my editing skills, for sure. All right. All right, but welcome everyone again. If you're new to the channel, greatly appreciate you being here on this Friday evening. Also to all you lurkers out there, greatly appreciate you guys being here on Memorial Day weekend. Again, we are running, you are on board the Bigboy 4018. Yeah, it's all good. There's nothing wrong with lurking. Nothing wrong with that. And all to the others lurking as well. You guys are currently on board Bigboy number 4018, pulling our Memorial train here is the POW MIA train. And doing a small salute to those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. And so it is the only train running on the layout tonight to ensure that we give the proper respects. Trying to think what other things we got coming up. I do have a rail fanning video coming out this week. Another 360 video from Samra, starting off the 360 VR series. Let's see what else. What else do I got coming out? Yep, got a special Memorial Day video coming out. I'm excited for that one. And that's pretty much it for now. And I got obviously a lot more videos in the pipes. Again, we're going to continue to see how far we can take this hobby. Just ask away, Mystic. Ask away. What you got? Now, typically the main questions I won't ask on stream is IRL stuff, but other than that, it should be fine. I try my best to keep IRL and model railroading separate, because again, this is all about escapism. Oh, and again, guys, thank you so much for over 1,000 subscribers as well. That definitely means a lot to me. Again, you guys made that happen. So, I don't know. Broadway Limited has been kind of going crazy lately. I would hope so. So first part of the question, Broadway Limited is releasing the HO Sharknose. I've got 3 of them on pre-order, and I think they're coming out at the end of the year. Let me take a look at my pre-order list here. I don't know. I'm hoping they come out with N-Scale too for you guys, because N-Scale is getting shafted this year. Like, I feel for you guys. HO has been getting a ton of love this year. N-Scale's been lagging behind with these manufacturers. I don't know what's going on with that. Because Scale Trains has been crazy with HO Scale with the GP30's release. No clue if they're going to come out in N-Scale. BLI announced the next run of Shark Noses. You know what? Let's go ahead and dive into it. Hang on. Since we're on the topic. Diesel HO, Paragon 4. Yeah, so they did announce their recent... Let's head back to the Icey station real quick. So Shark Noses. So yeah, here's all the new ones they got on pre-order. I've got 3 of them on pre-order right now. I've got... What do I have 4? Hang on. I may actually have 4. Yeah, I actually have 4 on pre-order. I don't know, Mystic. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know. Like, really, this is last year into this year is when I've been hyper focused on manufacturers. So maybe in a couple years when I understand how they do their releases, I don't know. Because again, I also don't hyper focus on N scale either. So HO I could tell you, but not N scale. N scale is still relatively new for me. But yeah, I got the MP, I got the SP, and then I've got the 2 fantasy schemes here on pre-order. But yeah, I don't know when they're gonna come out in N scale. Yeah, no shark noses for N scale. And again, nowadays with these pre-orders, they will always make what's most popular and most requested. So maybe the best thing I can say is try to write to them to see if they can request it in N scale, or go to their social media forums and so forth on Facebook, Twitter, and whatnot, and see if you can get some attention to see if there's any interest. I would imagine they're just re-releasing because they already have the molds. They probably don't have the molds in N scale, and it probably will cost too much to do the molds as well. Yeah, I didn't want to do pre-orders, but Train World is making it hard for me not to. So basically the way I do pre-orders, so let me put you guys back on the train because it's gonna be a little bit of a, not necessarily a rant, but more of a just explaining things. NYC, nice. Normally, I don't like to do pre-orders, but the way manufacturers have been doing lately is that if you don't, it's getting to the point if you don't do pre-ordering, it's going to be really hard to get that engine. And then if it's a really popular engine, it's going to be it's going to be a lot more expensive in the secondary market, which is why I hate pre-ordering in the first place. So it's a double-edged sword. And it's like, especially with all these decoders, it makes me really skeptical. But luckily, most of these distribution stores order enough of these engines when they go on pre-order that normally I can get it through them if I miss the pre-ordering. But lately, I've been pre-ordering a lot because I don't want to pay the higher price once it comes out in the secondary market if it gets sold out. That's my biggest fear. So it's always a gamble with it. But lately, I've been pre-ordering a ton of Broadway Limited for pre-order because I've been satisfied with the Paragon 4s. Like, it has not been a bad buy yet. I've got Paragon 4 diesels, like the Centipedes, they're Paragon 4s. They're chilling in a different shelf right now, but I've also got F units that have, so the Western Pacific Zephyr that you guys have been seeing in my shorts recently, they're Paragon 4s as well. Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing is that even if it's done a previous run, they're starting to get hard to find. And so I've got basically my budget, my allowance when it comes to model railroading kind of planned out for almost the next 2 years. So that way I know exactly how much I need to put away for this pre-order, and then I know how much I have left to upgrade the layout. and other YouTube things. So, yeah. And especially, really what got me on the bandwagon of pre-ordering was the GS4s. As we were talking about earlier, the GS4s is something that is really in high demand right now because it's stupidly expensive for the MTHs, for the first wave of the GS4s. These guys right here. Steam HO. So yeah, these ones I really had the budget around because I needed a good GS4. I love the daylights. I've got my Southern Pacific coaches ready to go. But the problem is that they were arm and a leg on the secondhand market. And I was originally waiting for Scale Trains to announce their run of them because they bought MTH. But then they announced that they're releasing the J-Class locomotive from Norfolk and Western first, and then the Daylight. And it's like, I don't want to wait anymore. And so I bought a Steam GS4, the Atlantic, that you guys just saw kind of recently on my shorts. And I've been impressed with it because I really wanted to test to make sure that if I'm going to spend this amount of money, I want to make sure the Paragon 4s in the Steam variety is going to be worth it. And oh man, that locomotive just blew me away. So once I got it running, tested, ended up pre-ordering this bad boy in the Western Pacific California Zephyr. That's going to make for a nice train set. And then obviously in the normal SP color scheme. I think I'm going after the Quad 4. So I want to get the 4449 in scale trains to compare the two and see which one's better. So we shall see. Because I tell you one thing. I love my GS4s. But I am tired of having one distribution as my primary source. And that's Bachmann. They can be good runners, but they're also a piece of crap. So I bought these not knowing that they were going to release them again. I wanted to make sure I had one in my collection. And so that's why I didn't go after the Freedom in the Broadway Limited, because I have this guy right here. And this guy's actually going to be a test for me. I'm going to convert it to either soundtracks, or if Bluenami comes out in Android, this will be my first Android attempt for the Blu-ray. Not Blu-ray. Oh my goodness. Bluenami. So, it'll be a test subject. So, we'll see what happens. We shall see. So yeah, so some engines that are up and coming. Obviously, the GS4s is probably the biggest one of the year for me. They come out in June, July. In theory. One engine I'm excited for in November is the Pico European SP Diesel. Is the Desert SP, I think. Let's see. Did Kato ever make that? GS4? I think they did. In N-Scale. That's the thing. N-Scale's got Kato, and they make a good variety of stuff. Like, I know I feel bad for N-Scalers because of all the HO announcements recently, but you've also got Easy Track, you got Kato, you got Microtrains, you've got any Japanese train that you ever could dream of with Tomix. So it's like, I don't want to feel bad either, because you guys got T-Track. I think they did. I think Kato did make GS Force. I don't know if it's DCC though. I would imagine it would be for DC. Yes, they did make it. For DC. That's what Walters is telling me. Yeah, so I want to have sympathy, but I kind of don't, because Kato is just freaking good. I want them to come the HO scale, but they won't, because Kato's got a good market share in N scale. And they just made that big boy Kato made the big boy in N scale, and that has me jealous because that looks really, really good. I've been seeing a lot of reviews on it, and I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So yeah. Both scales have their pros and cons. That's the great thing about the hobby. If I were to do this hobby over again, to be quite frank, I would probably go N scale. I would probably go N scale. And then go into HO, but I grew up HO. That's the majority of my collection. And it's just now we're getting into N scale with T-Track. Which, it's been slightly on hold because of all the upgrades we're doing with HO and HO content. But we did get all the tracks for the Kato T-Track. We have all the feeders, we have everything in place. We just got to build the T-Track modulars, put the track in, wire it up, and then we'll be ready to go. But it's taking a little bit of time. Alright, let's bring up testing range here. Alright, take it easy, Mystic. Yeah, I think we're approaching that 2-hour mark. And I want to take care of the audio issue for my videos. Make sure that is working correctly with headphone users. So, I do apologize for all those headphone users out there. Again, I was testing all my videos from speakers, and from my speakers on my TV. And it's like, it was sounding just fine. Not realizing that for headphone users, it was on one side. So, I'll get that fixed. So I think I know what the problem is. Alright, we'll bring up Phoenix Point here. All right, final pass with the remote train here at Phoenix Point. Bigboy number 4018 with the scale trains, tenders, with the wonky camera car there. And then a small salute to those who have given their all. Alrighty. And we'll bring the train in. All right, and with that, we shall go ahead and wrap things up. So thank you guys so much for joining me today on the Icey Railway podcast. Again, celebrating those that have given the ultimate price for our freedom. And hopefully you guys enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Again, just remember what it's about. That's my biggest ask. So with that, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week.
Once you have missed it. can own it. Once you have missed it,